All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. My comment of the day comes from Aegis Chaos. I hope I'm saying it right. I thought it was really good. It was in response to the video about Michael Jordan scoring more points in games 1 and 2 versus Boston than LeBron James did in the entire 2011 finals, covering 6 games. Quite a feat. But then when you reverse that, LeBron's best 2 games ever was not better than any series that Michael Jordan ever played. The lowest scoring amount for Michael Jordan in any playoff series was 87 points. And LeBron James' best back-to-back performance in the playoffs was 86 points. Just a nice little tidbit there. But the comment says, I don't know what's more incredible, Michael Jordan's feats and accomplishments, or the lies haters make up to downplay said feats and accomplishments. And exactly, I mean, that's almost what this channel is about. Debunking the lies from the fools that keep doing it. Exaggerating, omitting anything they can to downplay what Michael Jordan did. Like I've said a few times now, you got to make sense of certain things. So when you're trying to build a narrative against it or for someone else, you're going to downplay Bill Russell's 11 championships. You're going to downplay the Bulls' 2 three-peats. It was watered down. It was expansion. They had a super team. There you go. Explained it away. Easy peasy. Do not give Michael Jordan credit for anything ever. You can't do it. And I get called a LeBron James hater all the time. But I give him credit when it's warranted. Why does he do it? Why does Nick Wright lie the way he does? Here's one right here. Just a little random clip. Listen to the lie in this.
How did Jordan get past the bad boy Pistons? They got old. The year he finally beat them, they were a 48-win mediocre team.
So he's trying to say that the 1991 Pistons won 48 games. Now, we all know they won 50 games. Now, it's not a big deal, 50 or 48, but 48 sounds a little weaker. You can try to make the case that they were a mediocre team because they're in the 40s. He's never going to get it wrong the other way. He's not going to say, oh, a 52-win Pistons team. No, it's going to be lower than what it really is because the weak-minded fans that have no problem with the lie, they're going to jump right on this. Here's another one. Could be an innocent lie, but I think we know better. Listen to this.
Jordan was awesome as a rookie.
Right. So you think it's a debate about Michael Jordan and his 35-win Bulls team was better than that? He was better.
Individual? Who was the better individual
than LeBron
player?
The year they went to the finals.
LeBron had a better team.
So Michael Jordan won 35 games his rookie year. He actually won 38. Now, why wouldn't Nick say 39, 40? Why 35? Because it sounds a lot worse, right? When he's trying to drive a point home, he's going to lie. That's what he does. And this video is no different. Here's the clip right here. Nick Wright, the liar, straight up lying to everybody and trying to pass it off as fact because he ends it with the word fact. It's not a fact. It's a lie. Listen.
Jordan played 5 seasons in his career without me as a teammate. He was under 500 all 5 seasons. A combined record of 182 and 228. Fact.
All right, so you heard what Nick Wright said. The 5 years that Michael Jordan did not play with Scottie Pippen, that would be 1985, 86, 87, 2002, and 2003. Now, this is Nick Wright's claim right here. So he's saying that Michael Jordan's rookie year, 38 and 44, which they were. He played all 82 games. 1986, the Bulls, 30 and 52. Okay? 1987, the Bulls, 40 and 42. 2002, the Wizards were 37 and 45. And 2003, the Wizards were 37 and 45. That comes to 182 and 228. That's what he said, right? Okay, the Bulls in 85, 86, and 87, those are the correct records. And the Wizards in 02 and 03, those are the correct records. There's just one little problem. Michael Jordan didn't play 82 games in 1986. He played 18, and Michael Jordan's record was 9-9. 1987, 40-42. He played every game. 2002, though, Michael Jordan suffered a serious knee injury. 30-30 is what Jordan's record was in that season. And that includes some terrible 2-9 after he hurt his knee. They were actually on their way to a top 5 seed before Jordan suffered the knee injury. But whatever, he was 30-30. And then the last year, yes, they were 37-45. But the record, true record, without Scottie Pippen is 154-170. So once again, Nick Wright is trying to act like LeBron James played in the same level conference that Michael Jordan did. Like, oh yeah, the 2007 East was the same as the 1987 East. So we got to treat it the same. I'm going to show you how ridiculous that notion is. You played teams a lot more back in the 80s and early 90s than you do now, ever since LeBron came in the league. You don't play the teams as much because there's more teams. You spread the schedule out more. Back then, when there was only 23 teams, it was very concentrated. But let me just show you this. In LeBron James's 15 years in the East, okay? It's an even comparison. Michael Jordan played 15 years in the East his whole career. LeBron James played 15 years in the East. Well, how often and how good did LeBron James do against 50-plus win teams in the East? How did he do? Well, let's see. 2004, his rookie year, they were 3-5. So he only had to play 8 games against 50-win teams. That must be great. In 2005, LeBron was 2-5 against 50-win teams in the East. Only had to play 7. Nice. 2006, 3-5. 2007, 1-3. Because only Detroit was a 50-win team in the whole East, and you went 1-3 against them. In 2008, you were 4-8. In 2009, as a 66-win team, you went 3-4 against 50-win teams in the East. 2010, as a 61-win team, finally, 7-5 winning record. How about 2011 on the Miami Heat, the mighty super team Miami Heat, 3-8 against 50-win teams in the East. 2012 Miami, they went 5-3. 2013 on a 66-win team, you only had to play 4 games against a 50-plus win team, and I believe that was Indiana? I think it was the Knicks actually, and they lost 3 out of 4. Hilarious. 2014 Miami, 3-3. 2015 Cleveland, 4-4. 2016 Cleveland, the team that we never hear the end of, 1-2. And I believe that would have been Toronto. They played them 3 times and they won 1 game. So that means the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers had 1 win over a 50-plus win team in their own conference. Let that sink in. 2017 Cavs, 6-2. There you go, LeBron. And 2018 Cavs went 6-4. When you total it all up, 52-64 record. Seems a little low, doesn't it? Like they didn't really play that many. Why don't we take a look at what Michael Jordan was dealing with in his Eastern Conference? 1985, well before Scottie Pippen got there, 5-12, 17 games against 50-plus win teams in your conference. That's more than 20% of your whole schedule. 1986, the Bulls were 30-52, but Jordan himself was 9-9, and he didn't even play a ton of minutes in some of those games. But even still, in those 18 games, 8 of them were against 50-plus win teams in his conference. That's almost half. Yeah, they were 2-6. What do you expect? They're a terrible team. 1987, 9-15, 24 games. That's approaching 1/3 of your schedule. About what, 30% of your schedule against 50-plus win teams in your conference. 1988, 8-9. 1989, 5-18, 23 games of your schedule against 50-plus win teams in your conference. That year in 89, they went 0-6 against Cleveland, 0-6 against Detroit. I think they were 2-3 against the Knicks. And I want to say maybe 3-3 against Atlanta, I think it was. That's what made up the 5-18. 1990, 5-8. 1991, now it's only Boston and Detroit were the only 50-win teams in the conference. The East was definitely weak in 91. I agree. But the Bulls were 5-4. 1992, the Bulls were 10-3. 1993, they were 3-6. And I think it was only the Knicks, Cleveland, and maybe Indiana then. 3-6. 95, Jordan only played 17 games, but they were 4-2 against 50-plus win teams in their conference. 1996, 5-3. 97, 14-6. 98, 10-5. And then when Jordan was on the Wizards, in those 60 games he played 1-4, and then in 2003 only 1-3 because I think it was just New Jersey or it might have been just Detroit. It was one or the other. But all told, Michael Jordan, 87-102. Yes, a losing record because what do you expect? I mean, they were 5-18 in 1989, 5-12 in 1985, 9-15 in 87. Of course, that's almost an insurmountable lead. And then, of course, when he played on the Wizards, he was only 2-7. Terrible teams. Michael Jordan versus 50-win teams in the East. His whole career, 87-102. 46% winning percentage. When you consider that Michael Jordan was on a 50-plus win team only 8 of the 15 seasons. So about half the time, he was on a 50-win team. And way back in the 80s, when Jordan was not on a 50-win team, he had to play 50-win teams so many times. That's how they had bad records. Anybody with a normal brain knows this. You don't need Nick Wright to try to explain it away. It's common knowledge. But he's counting on the simple-minded robot sheep to not fact-check anything he says. Now, LeBron James, from 2004 through 2018, 15 years in the East, versus 50-win East teams, 52-64. That's a 44.8% winning percentage. Jordan's is better. However, LeBron James was on a 50-plus win team 12 out of 15 seasons. You're on a 50-win team 80% of the time, and Michael Jordan is on one 55% of the time, and still Michael Jordan has a better winning percentage against 50-plus win teams in the East and played way more teams. Jordan played 189 50-plus win teams. And you got to remember, Jordan only played 18 games in 86, and he played 17 games in 1995, or it probably would have been another 15 or 18 more games, maybe 20. And LeBron James played 116 50-plus win East teams in 15 years. Now, of course, I'm just talking about the regular season. I'm not talking about the playoffs. I'm talking about the regular season because that's what Nick Wright was talking about. So in less games, Michael Jordan played 73 more 50-plus win teams than LeBron James did in the East, had a better record, 46% to 44.8, and was only on a 50-win team 8 out of 15 seasons instead of LeBron's 12 out of 15. I mean, how are we even talking about this kind of stuff? If LeBron James would have been in the East in the 80s with his Cleveland Cavaliers team, they would have won between 30 and 45 games, most likely. They would have got slaughtered. Now, LeBron James was on a 50-win team in 2006, 2008, 2009, 2010. How many times did he even make the conference finals? Twice, right? In 2007 and 2009. That's the 2 years he made the conference finals, right? In his entire 7 years on Cleveland, in a much weaker conference. And he had all-stars. Mo Williams was an all-star. Zydrunas Ilgauskas was an all-star. Varejao made all-defense. All Michael Jordan had his first 6 seasons was a one-time all-star in Scottie Pippen. That's all Jordan had. And yet, still, Michael Jordan made the conference finals twice, the same as LeBron did. On a much weaker team, twice he won 50 games in his first 6 seasons. How many did LeBron win in his first 7 seasons? 2006, 2007, 2009, and 2010. 4 times. We just got to stop this exaggerating, lying. We got to stop it. We got to start telling facts. I'll end with this. If you really believe your guy, whoever it is, if you think it's LeBron, if you think it's Kareem, if you think it's Magic, if you think it's Kobe, whatever you do, don't lie to make your case, okay? Don't lie. Tell the truth. I know this is just one more thing from a guy, what do you expect, right? I'm just sick of hearing it, that's all. I've seen that clip before, but I saw it today and it bugged me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about that. Because I think it's downright shameful. And Chris Broussard and whoever else was on that panel, they don't know the history like we do. We would have called that out in a second and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you coming up with those numbers? Jordan broke his foot in 1986. And also, he only played 60 games in 2002. So you're not jiving here, Nick. Nope, crickets. They don't want to correct them. They never do. The lack of pushback is also just as bad as the lying and exaggerating and omitting that long-haired, big-nosed fool is always doing. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I give daily content, and that's it. Until next time.